Hey, One Plus Armor fans, we are here bringing you another battle report.
Going vintage.
We got Nick with his old school One Plus Armor shirt.
Yeah.
We got our One Plus Armor dice tray. And for those of you who aren't watching this live, we're streaming this on Twitch, and that is our amazing setup.
Yeah.
So we got our dice cam, then our table cam, and
As you
all
can
our
see,
new lighting.
We're slowly upgrading the equipment.
Yep, trying to get it better. And today we are playing on this gorgeous Frontline Gaming Table War Gaming battle mat, fat mat. You can get it at store.frontlinegaming.org. Highly recommended. So today we have another rematch. We've got my ETC Warriors going up against Nick's ETC High Elves list with its final form, which has had some changes. So with that, Nick, why don't you walk us through your list here?
Sure. I have 2 units of 5 Illyrian Reavers. Here's one. I got a Great Eagle here.
Who broke off his base earlier, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, so I'll have to repair it. Frostheart Phoenix numero uno. 16 Silver Helms. 25 Phoenix Guard with 3 characters. My Lore Master of Hoeth. BSB. And Archmage on light. High magic, sorry.
Yep.
Frosty number 2. Great Eagle number 2, and Illyrian Reavers over here, 5 of them.
Alright, and what did you have for magic on your Archmage?
Shit ton. I got Arcane Unforging.
So the only thing that matters?
Yeah, Soul Quench, Hand of Glory, and Drain Magic.
Alright. And then over on this side of the table here, we've got Chariot with Marcus Slanesh, 5 Skull Crushers with Ensorcelled Weapons, Standard Bearer, Musician, and Warbanner. Chimera with Regeneration and Flaming Breath. Another Chimera with Regeneration and Flaming Breath. My BSB in there is an Exalted Hero on Demonic Mount with a Halberd, Talisman of Preservation, and Potion of Speed. And then my Slanesh Demon Prince with Charmed Shield, Sword of Striking, Dragonbane Gem, Scaled Skin, Chaos Familiar, and Soul Feeder. Got 20 Warriors with Hand Weapon and Shield, Mark of Tzeentch, with Musician, Standard, and Standard of Discipline, and then another Chariot with Marcus Slanesh. And for Magic, I've got Cacophonic Choir, Phantasmagoria, Slicing Shards, Hysterical Frenzy, and Acquiescence. With that, we already did the roll-off, and Warriors had the first turn, so we'll be back with you at the bottom of Warriors turn 1. Hey everyone, we're here at the end of Warriors turn 1. Just had the Chimeras shuffle over to the side here. Skull Crushers moved up as much as they could. Demon Prince popped out to the side, and the Chariot moved up here. Keeping in mind that Hills block line of sight means he can't get a flank charge, but he can still sort of move to block, but he can't block everything. Moved my BSB back here. He's over 34 inches away from the Archmage there, so he's not going to be able to cast Arcane Unforging on him, at least not this turn. Then over here we moved the Warriors up, just to try to plug this hole here basically. Hope they can hold for a turn or 2 against anything that comes at them, which they usually have been able to do. And then we've got this Chariot over here, who is just looking over to the side here to block the Reavers from coming in and doing too much. For Magic, we got Hysterical Frenzy off on the Skull Crushers, just to give them some extra attacks, make them a little bit scarier for anything that comes at them. And we got Phantasmagoria off on the Silverhelm bus. So what I was hoping to do was get Acquiescence off and use a die perhaps on Slicing Shards, but Nick saved all his dice for Acquiescence, so I pretty much had to throw everything at it, and he dispelled it as well. But in the meantime, they're going to have a little bit more on Fear Tests, so every little bit helps. And with that, we are into High Elves turn 1.
High Elves turn 1. Bit of a timid advance. Trying to block off some charges here, redirect the Skull Crushers. We'll see how that works out. It may not. Like I said, nothing's moving up too much. Because ETC blocks line of sight, I feel safe leaving the bird there. So if I in fact do redirect, I can come in on the side. Magic, it was okay. I Hand of Glory them to increase their movement, only got 1, so their movement's 6 for now. I think Logan dispelled everything else other than a
Searing Doom.
Searing Doom, a 2d6 Searing Doom, which was pretty good, killed 2 Skull Crushers, so that helps minimize that threat a bit. Other than that, I didn't do my shooting, which Logan will kindly let me do in a sec after this, but it's 5 bow shots and it's not going to do anything. So anyways, in fact, I can do that now.
You're shooting at the what?
Chariot.
Okay.
Hitting on 4s, 6s, nothing.
All right.
Anyway.
So we're into Warriors 2.
Warriors 2.
Here at the end of Warriors 2, we had the Chimera and the Chariot charge at the Reavers here and wipe them out. Demon Prince and Chimera moved up out of the arc of the Phoenix there. Moved my Skull Crushers up with a reform here. Warriors moved up and turned a little bit, basically to block off this corner for the Phoenix Guard. I moved my Chariot up here to hopefully get a counter charge if these guys hold. Moved the BSB so that he's in range of these guys. For Magic, we got Acquiescence off on the Silverhelm bus, so they're random movement D6, which may help. The one thing I did sort of fuck up here. Yep. So we'll see what happens with that. As far as combat, yeah, wiped out the Reavers, no shooting. And with that, we're into a quick High Elves 2.
Alright, High Elves turn 2. I wanted to combo charge Phoenix and Phoenix Guard into them. Phoenix Guard failed a, was it 6 or something?
7, they needed 7.
You needed
Rolled a
7?
4. Yep.
Oh, so that wasn't too bad. There was a there was a 45% chance of failing that. Phoenix got in. These guys rear charged the Sinestro Chariot.
They did nothing. my riders did nothing.
Yeah, that's going to be there for a while. Magic,
Oh, I'm going to try to reform them actually.
Yeah.
I lost combat by
1, so on
1. No, by 3. So I did nothing to you. It can't hurt to try. No. Okay.
So they don't reform.
And I'm going to do the same with my Skull Crushers actually.
Yeah.
8 with a reroll.
Reroll.
Yes. Okay, cool. Sorry about that.
Anyway, so they'll be reforming. Other than that, I just placed eagles and whatnot to prevent charges and converging on me. Magic, I got Weissens on this bird and failed to cast Arcane Unforging on the Demon Prince. Acquiescence meant these guys moved up, so they're probably going to get some mean charges coming in pretty soon. Other than that, yeah, that's going to be Warriors turn 2.
3.
Warriors turn 3 started.
All right. Here at the end of Warriors 3, we had the Chimera charge into the back of the Frostheart Phoenix. We had my Demon Prince go up there and try to do stuff. And my Chimera move up there and stay out of charge arc with that back Phoenix. Over here, these guys just sort of reoriented themselves a little bit. BSB's still hiding, he was trying to give Inspiring Presence or Hold Your Ground to them. That combat whiffed everything. I got 1 hit and then rolled a 1 to wound. Over in this combat, my Skull Crushers with their 10 attacks hit once and did not wound. The Chimera charged in, hit a couple times, did 1 wound. I actually got 3 wounds, but you saved 2 of them.
Yep.
This Chariot wiped out the Great Eagle that was there. My Demon Prince went over there and tried to Acquiescence on the Silverhelms and just barely got dispelled. And then tried to use 3 dice to cast Choir and miscast and lost 3 wizard levels and Choir. But I still have Acquiescence, which is kind of nice. And then in this combat, just because of the rear charge, warband and everything, the Phoenix broke. I rolled an 11 to get away though, so I didn't catch him, so I'm just 1 inch nipping his heels. And with that, we're going into High Elves 3. Man, quick game. Alright, High Elves 3 it is.
So High Elves turn 3 charged the Silverhelms into the Crushers, and then I charged the Phoenix into the Chimera. And then, yeah, Magic went off, got rid of the Dragonbane Gem, and did a wound on the Demon Prince. The Silverhelms killed the Crushers, and this was dumb. So this is where you should not listen to your opponent, for one.
It was good advice!
No, it was terrible advice. I feel Logan gives advice that is beneficial for him.
Alright, the comments can decide on this one. Here's what happened.
Here's what happened. Crushers are here. They're in the side of the Crushers. Phoenix is in the side of the Chimera. Now, obviously, choosing which combat goes first is important, because if they, like they did, they overrun the Crushers, they were to overrun into the Chimera. Logan thought it was a good idea because it would be extra wounds. I thought it was a bad idea because now he could collect combat res on the toughness 3 elves. So anyways, that's what ended up happening.
Right. So my logic with this is he's charging in, he's hitting on 3s, re-rolling, and wounding on
4s.
Yeah, wounding on 4s with his lances. I will get a 6-up save and 4-up regen against anything he throws at me, and only the 4-up regen against the Phoenix.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So he ended up winning combat by 1. They fled. Phoenix held. But yeah, so that's essentially what happened there.
On the plus side, when they regroup on a 9 reroll, you're still not losing any points on them.
Well, it depends if you don't charge them or whatnot.
True.
But yeah, so that's Logan's turn
4. All right. All right, we're here at the end of Warrior's turn 4. We had this chariot charge in and join combat with the Chimera. We had my Demon Prince charge in and attack that Phoenix. That Chimera just sort of repositioned so he can be a bit more useful. My warriors over here charged the Great Eagle that was there.
Yeah.
These guys continued to suck ass in every imaginable way and only killed 1 elf. BSB is still hanging out where he's not going to give up points or lose his ward. For the combats, killed the Eagle. He killed 1, as we said. Over here, he did 2 wounds to my chariot. I did 3 wounds back, or 2 wounds or something. No, I did 1 wound back. Something? How many wounds did you lose? You lost 2.
Okay. Yeah.
So you lost 2. You lost combat by 1 or 2 or something and fled.
Yeah.
I chased but didn't catch him. Yeah, he rolled a 9. I got an 8 and a 6, I think. And then over here with the Demon Prince combat, I won combat by 1, and that was that. So with that, we're going into High Elves 4.
Okay, High Elf turn 4. There is no charge to declare. The Silverhelms regroup, so did the Phoenix. Magic phase, Lore Master miscasted Shem's Burning Gaze, took 3 wounds off the Chimera here. Killed 3 Phoenix Guard, that's okay. Other than that, over here in this combat, Demon Prince didn't do any wounds, but the Phoenix succeeded in taking a wound off the Demon Prince and winning combat there. So that's it. We're going to go in Warriors turn 5.
All right. All right, we're here at the end of Warriors turn 5. BSB is still hanging out at the back. This guy, I should have done more with him, but I didn't. One of my Chimeras flew over here and charged the Phoenix Guard so that my chariot would be able to get a rear charge on the Silverhelms, who are now dead over there. So the chariot went into the rear. My warriors came in from over here into the front. We managed to pop them pretty handily. And then over here, we had my Chimera come in with the Demon Prince combat there. And Nick was down by 3 on that combat.
And rolled
2 1s and a 2 with Phantasmagoria up. So he passed, flying colors. So going into Nick's turn here, this Chimera, or this Phoenix is probably going to come in and just do terrible, terrible things to my Demon Prince's anus. And then the Phoenix Guard are probably going to come in here. But with that, we will see what Nick actually does in High Elves turn 5. Alright, so we're here at the end of the game. I had 2 chariots and my BSB left on the table. And Nick had 2 Phoenixes and his Phoenix Guard with all his characters in it. So with that, we added it all up. Nick won by 1340. Yeah. So a pretty nice change from our previous games, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's max point win for ETC, so 17-3. Yeah. So Nick, what was the secret? What did you change in your list to achieve such fantastic victories?
I got rid of the Star Dragon, piece of shit. And then for a third of the point, I added a second Frostheart Phoenix.
Which has been more effective in every way in both games.
Yeah, well, because they're 240 points, and even if they die, it's not that big of a hit. But the Star Dragon is a huge hit. Their ward save, they get better with magic phases, they fly.
Give ASL and minus strength.
Yeah, ASL minus strength. So like even a Demon Prince is struggling to kill one.
Yeah.
Like
Well, my Demon Prince had what, 1 wound to it in 3 rounds of combat?
Yeah, and then when I double charged with my 2 Phoenix, I threw all my attacks and
he exploded.
I killed him. Yeah, so that's good. Also, I added, because before I was running the Star Dragon, then I added the Phoenix block, and I've yet to lose that block. So with all my characters, Lore Master Hoeth, a level 4 on high magic, so she'll cast a spell and they'll get a 3-up ward, so they're really nasty to deal with. And then with the Lore Master too, I can buff them, so they can end up being strength 5, toughness 4. I can give my enemy -1, so they're just pretty sweet. Biggest weakness right now is me learning the different elements of High Elves, because I only just started playing High Elves for our ETC tournament, because unfortunately the lizards, and particularly the lizards I play, are overcomped in my opinion, so I can't play them, so we wanted to bring out High Elves, and so Andrew and me put our collections together, some Phoenixes, and I think we've come up to a good list. I did better than against Danny.
Yeah, how did that game go? I don't remember the ending there. It's pretty close though, wasn't it?
Danny was
Oh, it was a 15-5.
15-5.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of that was he was smart. He hit his Mortis engine and his Terrorgeist at the back from any of my magic missiles, and he didn't advance and I didn't advance, and he was just successful in picking off my low points units, and and got the Silver Helm bust. So it was basically, he preserved a lot of his points, and so I just got to get a bit more aggressive with them. I'm used to holding back a while, but anyways, I found once I get a bit more aggressive, but still pick my battles.
Yeah, it's good. And this really allows you to do that too with the Phoenixes, because they're so mobile.
Yeah, they're so mobile, so it makes people, I can kind of dictate the movement with them.
Yeah. So the game against Danny's Vampire Counts we're going to have up, it's just going to go up as a raw dump from Twitch TV, so there's not going to be any editing.
Yeah.
We were streaming tonight, and I do want to give a big special thanks to Kenny Boucher and Rob Baer from Forge the Narrative for retweeting our stuff and getting us a bunch of viewers, as well as, of course, Steve Gagnier from Geeks of the North and Chris from Canhammer also all promoting us. So it's great we had a couple people watching. We are going to try to stream on a somewhat regular basis. This is our ghetto setup, but our nice lights that we got. So that's twitch.tv/OnePlusArmor. And of course, shoutouts to Frontline Gaming, who we are now partnered with. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to Reese and Frankie.
Yeah, we can't lie that we're not partnered with them now, so you can say what you want about if the mat reviews are unbiased or not, but
corporate chills.
But they're still great mats regardless, and we said that before we were partnered, so.
Yeah, store.frontlinegaming.org.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, we will love you and leave you. Canhammer Team Tournament's coming up in a week or two. We're going to be there. We'll have video coverage and whatnot, and then keep your eyes on our channel. And
so August, sign up soon. Capital City Bloodbath. This is an excellent tournament. All the guys are going. Logan and I have already signed up. Especially to our Quebec viewers. A couple of you asked us at the ND Open about this tournament coming up. It's coming up the end of August.
29th, 30th.
29th, 30th. Sign up now. It will sell out.
Yep, it's a 2-day event, 6 rounds of fantasy or 40k, whichever you want.
Yeah.
The players packs are all posted, capitalcitybloodbath.blogspot.ca.
Yeah.
40k scenarios are up as well. Everything is open for feedback currently. The event is catered. And yeah, 2 days at the UI Center, so a fantastic
even
venue.
better, OnePlus crew will be there, so you'll get to play and steamroll over OnePlus guys.
Exactly. All right, so if you like what you see, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. All the info is going to be down below, and also, of course, on Twitch now that we're streaming. Thanks again.